Disaster-proof your business, why you need a DRP. In today's digital age, disasters can strike at any moment, and without a plan, your business could be left in ruins. We're not just talking about meteor strikes or zombie apocalypses here, although let's be honest, those would be pretty bad for business. We're talking about things like cyber attacks, natural disasters, or even just a rogue squirrel chewing through a critical cable. These things happen, folks, and when they do, you need a plan. That's where a disaster recovery plan, or DRP, comes in. It's like the fire extinguisher of the business world. You hope you never have to use it, but you're really glad you have it when that metaphorical grease fire erupts. So let's dive into why a disaster recovery plan, DRP, is essential for every organization, from multinational corporations to your Aunt Linda's artisanal catnip startup. She's really leaning into the whole organic thing. Keeping the lights on, protecting business operations. Let's face it, most businesses today run on technology, your data, your communication systems, your ability to invoice that guy who always forgets to pay on time. It's all riding on ones and zeros behaving themselves. But what happens when those ones and zeros get knocked out of alignment? A natural disaster, a power outage, or even a particularly nasty cyber attack can bring your entire operation to a screeching halt. That's where a DRP swoops in, cape billowing in the digital wind. It outlines exactly how to get those essential systems back up and running as quickly as possible, minimizing downtime and ensuring business continuity. Think of it as the difference between a minor inconvenience and a full-blown existential crisis for your company. A good DRP will identify critical systems, prioritize their recovery, and outline step-by-step procedures for getting them back online. It's like a well-rehearsed orchestra of IT professionals, each knowing their part and ready to jump into action at a moment's notice. Without a DRP, you're basically left scrambling in the dark, trying to piece together what went wrong while your customers are left wondering if you've gone out of business. And trust me, in the age of instant gratification, customers aren't known for their patience. Dollars and cents mitigating financial risk. Time is money, or so the saying goes, and when a disaster strikes, that saying becomes painfully true. Every minute your business is down translates to lost revenue, missed deadlines, and potentially hefty penalties. It's enough to make even the most hardened CEO break out in a cold sweat. A well-designed DRP, however, can act as a financial safety net. By enabling a swift recovery, it minimizes the bleeding, so to speak. It's the difference between a manageable setback and a financial black hole that sucks up your profits and spits out bankruptcy notices. Think of it this way. Investing in a DRP is like taking out insurance for your business. It might seem like an unnecessary expense until that unexpected event happens and you're suddenly very grateful you had the foresight to prepare. So yes, creating a DRP takes time, effort, and yes, a bit of money up front. But trust me, it's a drop in the bucket compared to the potential financial devastation of facing a disaster without one. Reputation, rehab, safeguarding your good name. In the business world, your reputation is everything. It takes years to build trust with customers, partners, and investors, but only a single, poorly handled crisis to shatter it into a million pieces. And let's be honest, nothing screams, we're not prepared quite like a company scrambling to pick up the pieces after a disaster. A robust DRP, on the other hand, allows you to respond to crises swiftly and effectively, demonstrating to the world that you're prepared for anything. It's like having a PR team on speed dial, ready to swoop in and control the narrative before it controls you. Think about it. Who are you more likely to trust? The company that shrugs off a cyber attack and continues business as usual, or the one that goes dark for weeks, leaving customers in the lurch and investors sweating bullets? A well-executed DRP is a testament to your organization's reliability, showing stakeholders that you take their trust seriously and are prepared to go the extra mile to protect it. It's about demonstrating that you're not just in the business of making money, but also in the business of keeping promises. Regulations. Those pesky rules and regulations that govern every aspect of modern business. They might seem like a headache, but they exist for a reason, to protect businesses, consumers, and the economy as a whole. And in many industries, having a disaster recovery plan isn't just good practice, it's the law. Financial institutions, healthcare providers, government agencies, these are just a few examples of sectors where regulators demand a robust DRP. These regulations often dictate specific data protection measures, recovery time objectives, and reporting requirements. Failing to comply, well, let's just say it involves hefty fines, legal battles, and enough bad PR to make your head spin. A comprehensive DRP helps you navigate this regulatory maze with confidence. It ensures you meet all the necessary requirements, avoiding those unpleasant consequences. It's like having a legal team on retainer, but instead of charging exorbitant hourly rates, they just want you to be prepared for the worst. So consider a DRP your get-out-of-jail-free card in the game of regulatory compliance. It's not exactly exciting, but it beats the alternative of facing the wrath of government agencies and their very expensive lawyers. Let's be clear. Your most valuable asset isn't your fancy office furniture or that top-of-the-line coffee machine. It's your people, your employees, your customers, anyone who steps foot in your physical space. Their safety is paramount. And when disaster strikes, a well-crafted DRP can be the difference between a chaotic evacuation and an orderly, well-managed response. Imagine this. A fire alarm blares, and instead of panic, your employees spring into action. They know exactly where to go, how to assist customers, and who to contact. Why? Because they've rehearsed this scenario, thanks to your meticulously planned DRP. This isn't just about ticking boxes, it's about creating a culture of preparedness, where everyone understands their role in an emergency. It's about providing peace of mind to your employees, knowing that their well-being is a top priority, even in the face of chaos. So yes, a DRP is about protecting your data, your systems, and your bottom line. But ultimately, it's about protecting the people who make your business possible. And that, my friends, is priceless. We live in a world drowning in data. Every transaction, every email, every cat meme shared, it all generates data. And for businesses, this data is the lifeblood of their operations. But what happens when this precious resource vanishes? A server crash, a natural disaster, or even a malicious cyber attack can wipe out years of valuable information in an instant. It's the digital equivalent of watching your filing cabinet spontaneously combust. A comprehensive DRP includes robust data backup and recovery strategies to prevent such a catastrophic loss. We're talking multiple backups, off-site storage, the works. It's like building a digital fortress around your most sensitive information, complete with firewalls, moats, and maybe even a dragon or two for good measure. And if the worst does happen and data goes missing, a good DRP outlines a clear recovery plan, ensuring that you can retrieve your lost information quickly and securely. It's the difference between a minor data hiccup and a full-blown data apocalypse. So remember, protecting your data isn't just about cybersecurity, it's about business continuity. A solid DRP ensures that even if the unthinkable occurs, your data remains safe, secure, and ready to power your business forward. Look, nobody likes to dwell on the negative. It's far more enjoyable to imagine smooth sailing, record profits, and maybe even an office puppy or two. But the reality is disasters happen. They're an unfortunate fact of life, like traffic jams, taxes, and the inevitability of someone microwaving fish in the office break room. But here's the good news. While you can't prevent every disaster, you can control how you respond to them. A well-crafted disaster recovery plan is your secret weapon, your insurance policy against the unexpected. It's the difference between weathering the storm and getting swept away by it. Remember, a disaster recovery plan is not just a precautionary measure, but a strategic investment in your organization's resilience. Don't wait for a disaster to strike. Start planning today to protect your business tomorrow.